and classmates. This is Soubarni Sikdar, first sem of History Department, standing before you to speak on the topic Religion of Ancient Egyptian Civilization. Today I will be highlighting on the points for our worship, the features of different gods and goddesses, different types of gods and goddesses, and the position of the east. The Egyptian civilization flourished around 3100 BCE to 332 BCE. The civilization was generally considered to be the oldest civilization prior to the discovery of the Sumerian civilization. The Nile runs along the entire Egypt from south to north, making the entire Nile Valley the most fertile region of Egypt. With the increase in the number of cities of the Egyptian civilization, we get to see various distinctive features of the cities. One of them is the religious belief of the civilization. First, the worship of the pharaohs. So, who were these pharaohs actually, and why they started this belief? The pharaohs were the kings of the nomes or the cities in the Egypt. Egypt being a highly stratified society, the pharaohs were at the top of this social ladder. Akhenaten Amenhotep IV was the first pharaoh to be worshipped. During the Old Kingdom, there was a growth of elaborate rituals connected to the pharaoh worship has grown. The honor was given to them during their lifetime as well as after their death. Offerings were made to the pharaohs in the temples. The worship of the pharaohs acted as an intermediary between the gods and the people. His role was to sustain the gods so that they could maintain order in the universe. Second, the features of the Egyptian gods and goddesses. So how did the Egyptians saw their gods and goddesses? According to Egyptian mythology, the gods and goddesses were neither all-powerful nor all-knowing. They had greater power than that of the humans and had the ability to live indefinitely. Most of them were considered to be benevolent. But the characters of the gods were not neatly defined. We get to see a large number of gods who were a combination of humans and animal forms. Some gods are either in complete human forms or in complete animal forms. This suggests that animal worship was prevalent in ancient Egypt. This belief of animal worship can be seen in many other religious beliefs also. Third, different types of Egyptian gods and goddesses. What was the belief of the Egyptian civilization? Who were these gods and goddesses? What were they worshipped for and where were they worshipped? Egyptian religion was polytheist, that is, worship of multiple gods. According to Egyptian mythology, Amun was the first god. He represented sun. Heliopolis was the main center of his worship. From him, Shu, the god of air and wind, and Nephtu, and Tufnet, the lioness goddess of moisture, was born. Again from them, Geb, the earth god, and Nu, the lioness goddess, was born. From them, four major gods and goddesses were born. Osiris, he is the god of death who guides the soul to the underworld and afterlife. He is also considered as the god of agriculture, as he probably taught the humans to cultivate. He was famous in the lower region of Egypt, and he was the only god to be mummified. Next, Isis, consort of Osiris, is linked with motherhood, protection, funerary rites, and magic. She was a major deity in Rome and Greece. From them, Horus, he is a falcon god and linked with sun, sky, kingship, protection, brother Seth, who has an ambivalent character and is linked with violence, chaos, and strength. He even murdered his brother Osiris. Nephthys, his consort, is linked with safeguarding the souls. We also have Anubis, the son of Seth and Nephthys, who is the god of mummification. We could see the images of Anubis at the surfaces of sarcophaguses. Then there is Ra, the sun god, from whom Hathor and Sekhmet were born. Hathor is the goddess of dance, music, afterlife, fertility, and motherhood. And Sekhmet is the landless goddess who acts as an instrument of sun god's vengeance. And these two acts as two eyes of the sun god Ra. We have Ka, the husband of Sekhmet, who is the creator god and the god of craftsmen. From then, Nefertum, he is the god of lotus bloom, from where the sun god rose at the beginning of the time. We also get to see Ammon as the main deity of Thebes. There are also references of Sobek, a crocodile deity famous in Komombo. Montu, a god of war and sun, was worshipped at Thebes. Hom was a lamp god who controlled the flood. Egyptians believed that cats were magical creatures and they bring good luck to the people. So there is a cat goddess Bastet, mainly worshipped at Bubastis, linked with happiness and protection from evil. There are also various forms related to the aspects of the person common to both humans and God. The Ka, the vital essence of a person transmitted from one generation to the next, and Ba, which granted the freedom of movement and ability to take on different forms in the next world. And then there was A, the transfigured spirit of a person in the next world. Lastly, the position of the priest. How the priestly class was formed. What did they do? Why the temples became important, and what was done to reduce or control the power of these priestly class. With the increase in the popularity of these gods and goddesses, there was a growing trend in the increase of the construction of the temples. This gave rise to the priestly class. They were solely focused on different temple tasks. They also had special position in the society, even if they were not directly involved in the political issues, but they had great political influence. To reduce the power of the priest, Akhenaten introduced monotheism, that is, worship of a single god. Aten was worshipped there. After his death, the priests got back their power as polytheism started again and also got politically engaged. The Karnak temple, the Abu Simbel, Luxor temple, the temple of Seti I, temple of Edfu, and temple of Komombo are few famous temples of ancient Egypt. With this, I would like to conclude my talk. Thank you.